It just about does.
Good performance there coming from Chelsea, the Blues, doing it against Newcastle United at the Stamford Bridge. Welcome you on the show. 360 Sport on Trust TV, Adeni Aji-Shafe. Well, good one there, Chelsea fans, or at least smiling and laughing for the fact that they were able to do that winning there. Good one for them. All right, now before we talk about Chelsea, let's quickly run through the Team Nigeria, performing so well over there in Ghana. African Games taking place in Ghana, the 13th edition. We look at this particular story. African Games, Nigerian weightlifters wins 9 gold medals in Ghana. Good one for them. At least we saw what the ladies did in wrestling, and now the other side of it, weightlifting, they also did well. Let's look at the winning side of it, the story that has to do with that particular Nigerian weightlifting African Games. Adijat Olarinoye, Rafiat Lawal, and Edidiang Umofia won 9 gold medals on display at the University of Ghana Legion. 2022 Commonwealth Games gold medalist Adijat Olarinoye 55 kilogram class won gold in snatch with 80 kilogram lift, gold in clean and jerk, and with 105 kg lift before picking the third gold in total with 185 kilogram lift. 2022 Commonwealth Games gold winner Rafiat Lawal also claimed 3 gold in the 59 kilogram class snatch, 85 kilogram, recorded 105 kilogram in clean and jerk, and gold in total with 190 kilogram lift. Making his debut in 67 kilogram class is Edidiang Umofia, remain a dominant force in weightlifting in Africa and the world after amassing all the gold medals in 135 kilogram lift in snatch, 165 kilogram in clean and jerk, and a total of 300 kilogram. Team Nigeria weightlifting have a total of 14 medals in weightlifting event of the 13th African Games taking place in Ghana. Good one for our team Nigeria. Seriously, they are making us so proud for the fact that they were able to win those medals there. You look at 3 athletes, weightlifters, Adijat, Rafiat, and also Edidiang, winning 9 gold medals in weightlifting. Seriously, they did us proud in this competition. And right now, we are so happy. Nigeria actually jumped from 4th position to 2nd right now behind Egypt. Let's look at that medal table quickly, how it is standing right now. You have Egypt topping with 84 in total, 47 gold medal, 19 silver, 18 bronze. Nigeria, yesterday they were standing 4th, but at this time around they are actually standing 2nd with 41 total of medals won, 16 gold, 10 silver, and you have 15 bronze medal there. Algeria following suit, South Africa, Mauritius, Madagascar, Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda in that pecking order. Good one for the green, white, green. They are always standing out when you look at the color of our flag. So beautiful. Good one for Nigeria. Team Nigeria doing us so proud. Hopefully they will continue to at least add more before the week runs out. Who knows? At least we can upstage Egypt in that 1st position. 41-84 in total. And right now, to talk about this, all the story we're actually taking is Olawale Peters. Good to have you.
Good morning, Adeni. It's my pleasure being here. And what changes today? You didn't use the word suspect.
Because at least your team won. So let me know for your suspect today. That should be a way to make you happy.
Maybe that's why I'm wearing blue too.
Exactly. But this one is a light blue.
The sky is always blue.
Manchester City color. Anyway, good to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Adeni. It's my pleasure being there. A good one for the Nigerian team, and I think they are where they ended it last edition in 2019, where we came 2nd behind Egypt. And if you look at the medal table also, it's going to be a tough one between Nigeria, Algeria, and South Africa. Yes, I like your optimism that we're still going to see if we can dislodge or upstage the Egyptian, but it's going to be an Herculean task. If you see currently now, we have 16 gold medal that we've won. Why they've won 47 gold medal? And if you look at the table, they're not really counting the total number of medals that you've won. It's all about the number of gold medals that you have won that makes you take a position. So for us to upstage them from 16 to 47, it's to be honest with you, I see it's more like an impossible task currently right now. However, the battle will still be between Nigeria, Algeria, and South Africa. This is not the first time, this is not the second time. The last edition in Morocco in 2019 also, it was a battle between Nigeria, Algeria, and Morocco. What we need to do is what we are doing currently now. We have our area of strength when it comes to these All African Games, also known as the mini Olympic. That is the wrestling, and
weightlifting,
athletics. That is where we have our strength. We should try as much as possible to continue to capitalize on our strength and see the area of weaknesses where we need to try as much as possible to offset the surprises. I think with that, we can still comfortably take our normal position of second place, but to offset the Egyptians, and be honest with you, because we have to do more when it comes to swimming. If you look at the South Africans and you look at the Egyptian also, you see swimming, judo, they are doing very, very well. They have a lot of medals that goes into that game also. We have a lot of people in this country that naturally they know how to swim. What they just need to do is to just for the government to provide the enabling environment and infrastructure to train them, to expose them. Freestyling and swinging, they know how to do it naturally, but they don't know what it is called. They don't know how it is done. But if they introduce it at the secondary school stage, if you move around Abuja, where we are in the capital city, every weekend you see a lot of parents coming out with their kids, giving them these cues of swimming. They do that a lot. Go to most of these pool side, you see them. They are doing it for free. So what the government needs to do is to see how they're going to introduce it into the secondary school, because the best place where you can get all these young athletics is from the secondary school. Once they're out of the secondary school, it will be very difficult to have an avenue to bring them all together and get the best out of them.
Talking about the African Games there for Team Nigeria, they need to do better, because right now Egypt seems to be running away with it. 47 gold medals. We see how 16, although it's a marathon, they will end it on 23rd. Let's see how it goes. We'll be talking about the athletics team subsequently in our next edition. But right now, talking about our own weightlifters, they've done us proud. 9 gold medals by 3 weightlifters there. Congrats to them. Hopefully, they'll continue to do well. And now talking about the African Games, let's talk about football now. Well, for the 2 teams, it seems what the men couldn't do, the ladies are doing so well right now. Let's look at that story. 2024 African Games. Flying Eagles peep South Sudan as Falconers trust Senegal to pick semi-final ticket. A big one for our team. Our lady did so well. 4-0. Let's look at that result on the screen there for the fact that they were able to win 4-0. Cost of Lovett Ede, who actually scored in 13 minutes, an own goal from the Senegalese team. Mutrayo Ezekiel, 51st minute. Chioma Olise scoring in the 82nd minute to make it 4-0 for Falconers. While our team for guys, Flying Eagles, they managed to, at least in the 88th minute, a penalty scored by Sadiq Isiaka to actually peep South Sudan. Remember, the first game they played, we lost against Uganda 2-1, and the same Uganda also did well yesterday. Now, if we look at it, it's a big one, because now we're facing Senegal last in our last game, and we have to get a point if you have to qualify.
Okay, what we need to do is to concentrate on beating the Senegalese team on Friday when we meet, and that will be a cracker. To be a cracker, because if we look at the Senegalese team also, they are very, very compact, they are very, very good. Look at our first match against Uganda. That's why I said during the last week's show that the game of football has gone beyond the heavyweights on the paper now. Take it or leave it. So you'll be surprised when you get to the pitch what other players, what other teams will bring out to surprise you. So what we need to do is to go back to our game against Uganda. We have an improvement of our game against the South Sudan from what we play against Uganda. So what we just need to do is to be sure that we try and make use of our chances this time around. They should not go all out. We should also be defensive minded, because the Senegalese team also, they are very athletic. Very, very athletic, and they are still very, very, very young also. So they have the age on their side, they have the experience on their side, and they've also been together as a team quite a long time. Not like our own Nigerian, that it is only when the competition is about coming, we have this fire brigade approach. So I think we still have to look into that. In football, it is all about teamwork. It's all about unit work. Irrespective of your individual brilliancy, if you don't have that teamwork, if you don't know how to, if you have not been playing together for a very, very long time, sorry to say this, let me go back again to the best time of the Super Eagles. Between that 1989 to 1994, the players have always been together. If Austin J.J. Okocha is with the ball, he knows if he can give it to Emmanuel Amonike or Finidi George, you know the right leg to pull the ball. If they want to do set pieces, they know where Mutu Adepoju will be standing, or then Elamokachi will be waiting for rebound. So they understand their pattern. In fact, as a coach, it will get to a stage that you don't even have much to say again, because the players, they know what to do, just for them to go out there and do what they need to do. So that's why I think we need to really do. The team we have currently, I'm not convinced about them. That's the truth. Yes, we may be lucky against the Senegalese team, but luck cannot be taking us to every competition and be expecting that we win it all the time. So let's see what happens on Friday, but they need to make use of their chances, and they have to up their game. What we play against Uganda, it's not really the best performance. Against South Sudan, the goal didn't come until 80th minute, but we need to have an improved game against Senegalese before we can think of getting to the semi-final.
Well, a big one there, talking about our teams at the African Games. Well, for the ladies, right now, they've qualified for the semi-final. Good one for Falconet. They won their 2 games and they've done the business. For the semi-final is what they are waiting for right now. Congrats to Falconet. But for our men, Flying Eagles are still battling. They managed to win courtesy of a penalty scored by Sadiq Isiaka there in the 88th minute. And hopefully, they'll get a point against Senegal. At least the ladies have shown them the way, winning 4-0 against their ladies. So they should replicate that in their own game. Hopefully, things will go well for our Nigerian team for football. Talking about the African Games there. Well, as it is right now, we are really running a race against Egypt. They are really coasting home after getting 47 gold medals. That's like, in fact, triple of what we've gotten so far. Well, from there, let's move away from African Games. As we come back home, let's talk about football, Nigerian football now. This time around, the second tier of Nigerian Football League, that is called NNL. NNL roundup, Abia Comet extends unbeaten run. Ikorodu City, Inter Lagos, in tight race. All the teams play over the weekend. And now we look at how it's going in our second tier of league football in Nigeria. Let's look at the Group A. That's Conference A now. And let's look at Conference A there. If you look at it, a fantastic performance from Madiba FC. They defeated Vandresa 3-0. Stormers 2-1 against Smart City. Coal City 1-3 against Zakada. Abia Comet 1-0 against Rovers. And you have Beyond Limit 2-0 against Ekiti United. While 14-72 against Edel, that's a match that they'll be deciding there. But really, you look at the table right now in the Conference A. Number of goals scored 13, away win none, home win 4, draw 1, loss 4. And you look at Madiba FC, it's like the spirit of Mandela is following that particular club. Madiba FC topping with 31 points, playing 13 matches. Beyond Limits, really, the name is following them. They have 22 points, standing ahead of Dakada FC, despite the experience. Idel FC, Coal City, Abia Comets, Smart City, Rovers FC, Ekiti United. And you look at the red dotted lines, you have Vandresa 14-72 and Stormers FC right now at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, interesting one. Apart from the Madiba FC, who I can say they've already they've won the Conference League Conference A League table with the 32 points. The battle will be between Beyond Limits, Dakada, and the likes. Because if you look at the point difference, it's just between 3 and 4 points. So that means the Edel that they are having 20 points currently, and they've played only 12 matches. They have an outstanding match against 14-72, who currently now.
I hope it's not the year they are bearing that is taking them back. 14-72. This is 2024.
They are going back to where they come from.
Also that they get better anyway. We've been talking concerning the Nigerian National League. Let's look at Conference B now, the result, and also the table. Always to celebrate Nigerian sport. This is how we can promote it. We look at how the table is started after they played their own match day 13. Ikorodu City, 20 points, the same point they share with International Lagos. They call them Inter Lagos. 20 points there. Osun United, Crown FC, 19-18. Gateway United FC, 18 points. FC1 Rocket, 16 points. Ijebu United are standing 7th. Warri Wolves, 14. And you have Solution FC, Giant Brillas, and Trade Safe. Well, really, they are trading safe.
They couldn't get Solution to their
seriously. You know, at times, this name seems not to be working for some teams. Why it's working for some? Number of goals scored was 11. Away win, none. Home win, 2. Draws 3. And they have lost about 2 matches that was actually lost there.
Yeah, and a good one also. It seems the Lagos State as a whole, they are really improving when it comes to the football in the domestic league. We saw what their counterparts at the Nigerian Premier League, what they are doing also.
Sporting Lagos.
Sporting Lagos, we saw what they are doing. Their derby against Remo Star, we saw what they did. And that shows that that's how derby should look like. And if you look at the Conference B table also, We saw two of them, the two Lagosians team. We see where they are currently now. It's like they really want to make it and progress to the next stanzas, to the next phase. So I think it's a very welcome development. However, I still have a little issue with the way our domestic league is being played. There's a need for us to try and fine-tune the process. What do we mean by fine-tuning the process? If you look at most of these players, they're already aged. That's the truth. So we are looking at the future Super Eagles. Where can we get them? We can get them from this, our domestic league, tier 2, tier 3. And that's what we have in the developed country, like in England, for example. In Europe, generally, most of this, their future tomorrow. Look at Marcus Rashford, for example. Philip Foden, for example. We've been earning their names for the past 5-6 years because they came through the academy. So I think this our NLL league, we should have age cap for it. And that truly, if you are above 18 or 20 years, you cannot play in this league. Doing that will help our our Flying Eagles. From there, we know we can go there to pick who can represent the country for the under-21. From there, we can also see a player that is meant for Super Eagles in the future. Not a player that will just come like that I've seen in the past. After one tournament or after two tournaments, I don't want to start mentioning them before they will come for my head. You don't hear about them again. That is what I think we need to do with our domestic league. We need to have that age cap and age limit, and we need to monitor it seriously so that we know that there is future for the Super Eagles and for the Flying Eagles, instead of putting people that are as old as you are to come and play.
Well, I'm still a young man. Come on, yeah, come on. I can still play for
48 is still
Flying. Anyway, talking about football there, let's look at the Conference League again. This time around, run through Group C and D quickly. So because of our time, let's look at Group C in the Conference League. Wiki Tourists are topping with 20 points, followed by Nasarawa United on goal difference, plus 14, plus 7, separating the two teams from the northern side of Nigeria. El Kanemi Warriors, Ubedeza Stars, are also following suit. They are Mighty Jet, ABS of Ilorin in that pecking order. And you look at the number of goals scored in this group. We have 8 goals scored, away win 3, home win 1, draw 1, and the loss of matches actually ended up in 3. We look at Group D quickly because of time. Let's look at Group D now. In the Conference Group D, we have Sokoto United topping there with 19 points, a plus 9. Sporting Supreme plus 6, 18 points. Look at number of goals scored, 4, away win 1, home win 1, draw 2, losses 2. You have City FC of Abuja standing top with 13 points, followed by Jago Golden Star standing 4th with 13 points there. Good one for all those teams that played. And right now in the NNL, Nigerian National League, talking about it. Let's look at this story. Nigerian National League expels Malum Fashi FC. That's the story we're looking at right now concerning what we're talking about concerning the NNL right over there. Nigerian National League expels Malum Fashi FC. Well, as we're talking about that, we have that story. It's because they said they actually they didn't come for 2 matches. They didn't come for 2 matches, and that really didn't go well with the organizer of this league, so they had to expel them. And really, it's not done.
Oh, well, anyway, I don't think expelling them is the right things to do. To be honest with you, that's my own opinion. And if they didn't come for 2 matches, there is a rule in football that says if you didn't show up for a competition, for a game, what happens to you? Walk over. Walk over that your opponent will get 3-point advantage or 2 goals. That has been the rule for a very long time. Now, expelling them is going to distort the league itself because they have teams that they ought to play with before they end the league. So what will happen to them? It's still going to be walkover. So why don't you just apply the walkover rule for the 2 matches and find out the reason? Is it because of the economic situation? Is it because they don't have the financial capacity to do it? So I think that should be done, you know. Because you're having a headache and you cut off your head, doesn't mean the headache.
Well, I'm sure NNL will have, because I still remember an incident that happened. They, by now, I'm sure they've done their best by trying to see what happened and all that. Because if you remember, I was telling you they expelled a team, they called them back after that particular team came up with the reason why. But this time around, they mentioned that this will be maybe this is going to be their 3rd one. So maybe they felt, okay, it's better we send a signal that this will not be incessant. It's getting too common with this particular team.
Okay, you know, the reason why I think expelling them will not really help the situation because of the case that happened with what's the name of this team that they have to call back. You have to do your investigation first. Do your finding first and come out to the public and let us know that these are the reasons why we are expelling them, and based on that, they are not coming back, so that they will not just take you for a joke. Don't worry, they will expel us, we'll go back behind and they'll bring us back again. No. So I think that they really need to look into.
Well, a big one there, talking about LNL, trying to see how they can sanitize the league. Let's go foreign now. We talked about earlier on, you saw that clip between Chelsea and Newcastle, where Chelsea were able to win that game. 5-goal rush there. Let's look at the result of Monday result right now, quickly, talking about the events of matches played yesterday. Well, as we're waiting for the Monday result, Chelsea won 3-2, Jackson scoring, Palmer, Modric, and Isaac Murphy getting those 2 goals back for Newcastle United. Almeria 2-2 against Sevilla. Lazio, they lost against Udinese at home there. Giannetti and Luca Zaraga scoring those goals there. But our focus is going to be on Chelsea, Newcastle United. If we transfer this particular result to how the table is standing in the Premier League, let's look at the table, 1st to 10 there. We look at Chelsea are still not here anyway. Newcastle at 10th on the log. And then if you flip it to the second side of it, from 11 to Chelsea are, I don't want to say normal position, but they are 11th on the log.
Yeah, 27 matches played, they have one outstanding, and they're having 39 points. Newcastle is having 40 points, and then Wolves, they're having 41 points. So that means if Chelsea should continue, this is their exceptional performance. This is their fantastic performance. The rediscovery of the Chelsea, getting their next 30 points. They're going to leave this 11th position and go to their normal position, 10th or 9th. The truth is, the Chelsea that we've seen for the last 2-3 matches is different from the Chelsea that we've been seeing before. Like I've said before, and I will say it again, the team is a team in transition. Take it or leave it. Yes, the money they spent is huge, so the expectation is high on them. But the truth is, these boys cannot perform this season. It will take them the next 2 seasons before we can see the real Chelsea. A very good performance yesterday, never seen ever. It's more like a derby match. The Newcastle also, they came all out that, no, this is a match that if you cannot win, we can draw. But we saw what the real Chelsea are made of yesterday.
A good one for the Blues, at least. We have to celebrate them, even though Lalipita is wearing a Man City color. But seriously, Sky really turned blue over there at Stamford Bridge yesterday. Congrats to them. All right, now let's talk about a coach who decided to borrow some leave from Zinedine Zidane and headbutted a player. The match between his team, talking about Lecce. Lecce sacks manager. They sacked the manager at the Vasa for headbutting incident against Henry. Henry plays for the team. It was a tough one in that game because I don't know what went wrong. As a coach, you're supposed to send a good example to your players, but you went ahead and headbutted the player.
I think it's not a good thing, and I'm very happy the decision and the team they took. They have no other choice than to really sack him because it's going to bring the name of the club into mud a lot, you know. But however, you see, the game of football,
so emotional.
It's so emotional. There are some reflex actions that you take that if you go back and you check,
regret it.
You now ask yourself that, what happened? How did I do this? What came over me? So that's why that psychologist is very, very important for every team to have before the match, during the match, and after the match. So you learn how to control your emotion. If not, you see more of this on a daily basis. It's a very bad one, but I think they should just let his career go down like that. They should try and get him someone to help him to rehabilitate him because he's going to regret his action. That's the truth. But his career has been damaged. His name has gone down as a coach that headbutted a player, which is not a good one.
Seriously, big one between Lecce and Verona there. Concerning that quote, they had to let him go. The Vasa is gone. But right now, on a lighter note, before we go, our time is almost up. The elephant is back on the tree. Yes,
the elephant is back for good this time around because the Arsenal we are seeing now is different from the Arsenal that we've seen in the last 3 or 4 seasons. If they should lose it this time around, I'll give hope on them totally. But for me, I'm supporting Arsenal to win, not because they are from London, but because they deserve to win the competition. They are the most prepared, they are the most consistent, and they have all what it takes to win the Premier League.
A big one there coming from a Chelsea fan. Celebrating the Gunners there. For Chelsea, congrats to them for winning that game. We have to go now. Olali Peter, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. As a senior brother in the London club, Chelsea, we have to look out for our brother Arsenal. That's why we are supporting them.
Okay, that's just to accept that, at least make you happy. That's a good one there. I'm Adeni G. Shafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.